So, positive training, what is it? Do you do it? Is it important? Hi, it's Pam again in my March Madness daily tips for dog training. So today I just want to talk about the term positive and what it means and how it relates to your dog training. So quite often you'll see trainers who have different versions of saying they are a positive dog trainer. And what really does that mean? So in behavioural terms, positive, what that means simply is something is added to the dog to change its behaviour. So this sounds a bit confusing. You kind of assume positive just means good. It's a positive thing. But actually think of it in terms of the numerical symbol, a plus. So positive means add. And this doesn't always have to be good. Now, in the simplest terms, positive can be meaning you add a treat when the dog does something good. But it can also mean more than that. You can add unpleasant things. If your dog does something you don't like and you hit them, you're actually adding something to the dog. It's not a nice something, but you're adding something. So actually, for someone to say they're a positive trainer, that doesn't mean a lot until they explain what they mean by that. Because someone who's a positive trainer could very well give treats to the dog and also smack the dog, or use some of the nasty torture collars like a prong collar or an electric shock collar. They are all adding something when it does a behaviour. So in general though, people when they say they're positive tend to mean that they use reward-based training, reinforcement-based training. So when the dog does something they want, they add something nice for the dog to do it more often. But always when you're going to a trainer or when you're checking on a website or whatever, ask the person what they mean by that. Ask them what they mean by positive, what it means to them, and they should be able to answer you with that and be able to tell you that it means that they're at the best that they're rewarding the dog and they don't use punishments. So if you remember when we talked about our behavioural things the past couple of days, reinforcement and punishment. So when we add positive to this gives us half of what behaviourists call the quadrants. So you've got positive reinforcement, positive reward, and that just means if your dog does something you like, you do something it likes back. You add something nice back to make it more likely to want to do the behaviour. This is the most powerful way. This is the most powerful bit of dog training. You just look for the good in your dog and you give it something it likes and it's more likely to do it. If you're following on from my day one, looking for the positive and adding treats, then that's exactly what we're doing. We're positively rewarding the dog. We're adding something to make a behaviour more likely. And this is the best way to train, because what happens is when you do things like this, it's been proven that your dogs become more confident, they're happier, they're more likely to do things for you to see if they can please you, and it actually stimulates their brain. So your dog is smarter and happier if you train like this. And as we said on day one, you're also happier. You see better in your dog. You're looking for the good things. They behave better. They're good to be around. So you should try and focus your training as much as you possibly can on positive reinforcements. The second half of this, if we're taking the punishment into it, positive punishment, so that means your dog does something you don't like and you add something they don't like hitting them or putting them in the car to stop them letting them play, whatever, like this. It also works to an extent, but the problem is several-fold. If you time it wrong, if you punish your dog and he's already, you think you're punishing him for barking at the postman, but he's already past that in his head. He's barked at the postman's gone away, you're punishing him for something totally different in his mind. So that's kind of a little bit dangerous in that you don't know what you're punishing the dog for. But also the flip side of positively rewarding, positively punishing, if you punish your dog for these behaviours, they can become less confident to try new things because they're afraid of what the outcome can be, and it actually retards their brain development. They're less smart, they're less confident, they're less happy. And if you know that by rewarding your dog, it's at least as effective as punishing them, and you choose the method that's less effective and causes the dog stress, then you are abusing your dog. So definitely look out for a positive reward-based trainer or positive reinforcement-based methods to teach things, and you and your dog will be so much happier. Thanks for joining me. Come back again for next time.